Now, I want people to understand when I say whatever package, it doesn't mean you won't be attracted to them, all right?
Yeah,
it doesn't
that's
mean you're going to be
important.
disgusted by them in any kind of way. It just means that plenty of people, if not everyone, even when having a type, have found someone outside that box that they found attractive, all right? That they may even feel drawn to. You have to be open and flexible in that way, all right? And I think for me, it's less about having such a strict type, but more so fundamental principles. Like, I think attraction is important, all right?
Agreed.
Communication is important. There's a level of, if you're into energy or you can pick up on people's energy, that's gonna be important. And to me, those are foundational things. It's less about, well, they gotta be this tall or they have to have this type of job, but there are some core traits that there's nothing wrong with that. So I do think for those that the type is working against, it's because they might be too strict, there's no flexibility, and they're also not understanding, are you the type that the type wants? Okay? So you can want your type all you want, that's fine, right? Nothing wrong with that. But are you really tapping into the type of partner they would want? And it's not even, are you willing, and both, can you sustain that? All right? Because there's a lot of people trying to present a certain kind of way to get this type of individual, and they may get them, but they can't keep it up. I'm gonna give one example. And again, it's never shade to any gender when I use them as an example, but let's say there's a man who wants this ridiculously beautiful woman, right?
Yeah.
Who is accustomed to the high life, all right? And having all kinds of men shower her with gifts and money. And he knows, one, he don't have money like that, and two, he does not have the desire to keep up that lifestyle. But he's so infatuated with this woman, he goes and he pulls out all the stops, fancy dinners, gifts, all these things. And he gets her. But then after a few months, the real him comes out. And now he doesn't want to go to the nice restaurant. He doesn't want to take the nice trip. He thinks that bag is way too expensive now, okay? And now she's pissed off because it's like, wait a minute, you sold me on this. And to him it's, oh, well, you're ungrateful, or no, you tricked her. Yeah. You tricked her and you tricked yourself because you were so fixated on this type and this person, but you never questioned, can you really be that? Are you really that? And can you keep that going for the rest of your life? Yeah. And if you can't, all right, go to a different type of, person, whatever, that fits who you are. And it goes back to really understanding who you are, accepting it, and embracing the type of people who fit that individual.
For sure. And that's such a great example because it's a simple one, but it actually applies to all the deeper things too. Anything you're infatuated by in another person and you pretend to be that, whether it's you're interested in a specific sport, you're interested in hanging around those places, you're interested in their business, you, like you said, you're tricking yourself. And so many people are doing that. And a lot of these are tricks, and you even called out some of them. I think there's so much bad advice right now. There's so many of these kind of myths that are just floating about. And one of the big ones is, I want to get your take on this. Should the person you're dating or seeing feel jealous when you get attention? Is that a sign of love?
My instinct is say no, 100% no.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think, to be honest with you, there's a level of insecurity there, all right? Now, don't get me wrong. I do think when we love someone, there may be at least some part of us, right, that's gonna have an eye open to all this attention you're getting.
For sure.
I think that's natural.
For sure.
But to be bothered by it usually speaks to you not having a sureness in yourself. All right. So,
and in the relationship.
And in the relationship, that's such a key. So I want to give a quick story because I think this lines up perfectly. I once had a man, he came to me, he was having a problem in his marriage, and his issue was his wife had this male best friend who she was showing all this attention to, okay? And he was like, they would be arguing about this friend, and she just doesn't want to let go of this friend and all these things. And I said, well, listen, trying to argue against her friend when she's saying it's platonic, there's nothing there, you have nothing to worry about, is a very difficult battle.